Hello, Wendy. Grand Rising, darling. How was your weekend? Too short, right? It's always too short. The weekend never lasts. Hello, Elisa. Hi, darling. Good to see you. Hi, Pepsi. Good to see you, darling. It was beautiful and sunny, but it's real gloomy today. Yeah, today's class is going to be interesting, to say the least. I kind of read a little bit forward on the Phoenix journals, and wow. Yep. It's going to be interesting for sure. It'll either stay up or it's going to get taken down. But anyway, either way, you guys, we're live now. And I know I'm not going to get in real big trouble for it, but I might get into some trouble. But that's okay. That's okay, because we're not here to be small, right? If we're going to do something, we might as well do it big. Go big or stay home, I always say. But we're also going to do some fun stuff too. I switched up our cards a little bit. You guys are going to notice I added a couple different cards and took out some. So we got that. We're going to do an American Indian story from my new book, American Indian Myths and Legends. And I'm going to choose one of you to pick a number so we can get an intuitive message from the universe. Hello, Christy. Hi, beautiful. Today's your birthday again. You're thrice born this year. You believe it's September 10th, year 0. Ah. Hello, Kateri. Hi, darling. 46 degrees, raining. You sat in the rain under an umbrella. Oh, that's amazing. The sound of rain hitting an umbrella would be an interesting sound for frequency, to raise your frequency. Yep. I even made a video and put it in a couple different groups in TikTok today. And I didn't put any hashtags. So. For the plan. That's what the song says. For the plan. For this plan. Oh, you saw it? Yep, I didn't put any hashtags. So whoever needs to see class today. We'll see it. If they don't know anything about spirituality, they're going to get an earful today for sure. If they don't know about anything that's going on in the world or who's in control of what, they're going to hear it today. Hello, Victoria. Hi, beautiful. Hi, hippie. Hi, darling. How are you? It's awesome to see you. It's an allegory. It's all an allegory. Hello, hello. You guys are going to hear some names today that you might not recognize. I mean, you recognize some of the names, but you might not recognize some of the names. I missed you guys on Friday, but I did have a live Friday night. It's raining there in Texas. It's a nice change from the heat, getting a cold front. Going to be in the 80s. Oh. Yeah, I don't, it's not very sunny out today here in Florida. The zodiac wheel has to go back 13 degrees and add 4 degrees so that it's 364 degrees. We dropped 13 days from today. Interesting. Grand Rising, Sister Victoria. Grand Rising. Welcome in, everyone. Love is the key. Skies are to welcome. I saw that there was a few UFO sightings this past weekend. And there's going to be more and more and more. And lots of truth coming out. And I hope for you all, it's going to be something. I heard that. I already know this. I already heard it. And it is what it is. And it is not going to affect my vibration when I hear it. Because I've already heard it. And I've already gone through that initial phase of crying or whatever, anger or anything that you had to feel the first time. Hopefully you won't go through that again. Hello, Christina. Hi, beautiful. Lots of revelations are unfolding. Exactly. Many, many revelations are coming. But you know what? The more I hear about the circus that is not my circus, not my monkeys, but the more I hear about it, it's like, I'm just like, it is what it is. You know, God's got this. God's got this. Although, the law of the universe is they have to show us, right? They have to show us. But when we don't speak up about it and we don't do anything about it, is that consent to it? Are we consenting to it? Are we saying it's okay that they lost 350,000 children at the border? Is that okay? That's not okay. Exactly. And why are we here? We're here for the children. We're here for the children. Because we want to leave a good world for our children and our grandchildren. All right, that was Sky Sent. We are Sky Sent. And look what God gave her. Okay. Strawberry wine. Sometimes I need some wine. I'm just kidding. I haven't had a glass of wine in a long time. All right, there's our butterfly. It's good to see you all here. Grand rising, everybody. It is Monday, September 23rd. We didn't have class Friday because I spent the day with my daughter for her birthday. And had a great time with my daughter. All right. Hello, Brandy. Hello, darling. All right, we're going to do cards as people trickle in. I know it has. I know. Sometimes you think, right? I know. I just can't bring myself to do it, though. Like, yep, I could drown all my sorrows, but I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Instead, I'm dancing them away and whatever. Hi, Christine BX. Hello, beautiful angel. Oh, okay, Wendy, our administration has lost 350,000 children at the American border in our country. And people aren't speaking up about it. I did a post on it and I got 2 comments and 19 likes. Is it because the thing is not going around? No, I had 320 views. So 320 people. Oh, 350K. Sorry. I was wrong by 50,000 kids. Right. Right. Exactly, Christy. Exactly. Exactly, Victoria. We got to put a stop to this evil. All right. Our chakra wisdom card for the day is, oh yeah, of course. God says, have patience. Have patience. Hello, Sharon. Hello, darling. Hello, Karen. Yes, a lot of it is coming out. A lot of it. But a lot of it came out with Harvey Weinstein, and a lot of it came out with the other guy that was supposedly unalived in jail. Right? It's all been coming out. And nothing big happens. Well, I think something big's going to happen. I think something's big is going to happen. I really do. That's him. Yep, Epstein. Epstein did not unalive himself. That's what was going on around. They make jokes about this stuff, and it's not a joke. It's not a joke. But God is saying we need to have patience. We need to have patience. As I observe in nature, growth takes time. This is a time for reflection, persistence, and surrender as things unfold at their own pace. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you for this message. We really needed to hear this. We really, really needed to hear this. I remain calm. Stay calm. Woosa. Woosa, Tommy. Woosa. I remain calm and tolerant during any challenging times. I develop quiet hope and expectations based on trust, both in myself and in a higher power. We have to trust and have patience. And yes, Kateri, Hollywood is crumbling. The stars are falling. That is in Revelations. The stars are falling. That is in Revelations. Patience. Patience is a virtue. Yes. Yep. I don't know. All right. Here's our Excalibur, our healing energy oracle cards. Goodness. And there's Russ coming in. With She Don't Know She's Beautiful. I refine my character and overcome difficulties by remaining positive. Yes, let's remain positive. Let's remain positive. I calm my heart and illuminate my intellect to transform shadow into light. Let's transmute all this stuff. I consciously manifest goodness in and around me. Yes, Kateri, me too, darling. Me too. But sometimes I feel like I want to jump in and get involved, right? Get in and shake people. I consciously manifest goodness in and around me. I improve my qualities for the benefit of all. Yes, I improve my qualities for the benefit of all. Attention. I am attentive to all that manifests within me. When negativity rises within me, I transform it into light, love, and hope. My love for others is unconditional. I forgive. My desire to improve is constant. I forgive. I am firm, brave, and hardworking. We do it in Florida too. My son does. Yep. And positive thinking. Yes, absolutely. Positive thinking. Positive. It is all positive thinking. We create our reality with our thoughts, words, and actions. So they should always be positive. Is that easy? Heck no. Is it needed? Heck yes. Heck yes. My life is full of small patches of light, and I direct my thoughts to that which brings me well-being. I place what is weighty for me into the hands of the universe. And little by little, the light awakens in my being, and I find serenity. Yes. Grand Rising Flower Power. Hello, Sylvia. It's good to see you, darling. All right. Our Work Your Light Rainbow Oracle. Work your light. These are the messages from the universe to work our light. Trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Trust your intuition. Look at the clouds. What are those? What do we know about our clouds? They're filled with ships. They're filled with our galactic family. We are getting downloads every day from the sun and from the light spectrums. Yes. They are watching over us, protecting us, always. Dance with life. Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Absolutely. Universe is sending us wide open spaces. Room to make mistakes. And look, warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? Have you answered your deepest calling? Hello, Diamond. Hello, beautiful angel. One that cares. Diamond. Yes, you care. Warrior woman. Wonder Woman. Yes. All right. And here are, these are different ones that I usually have. These are the Starseed Oracle. The Starseed Oracle. Because they also have messages for us. For our journeys. Look at that. Jump in. Jump in. It's time to dive. Andromedan energy. Adventure. Say yes to change. Say yes to change. Yes. Star Brothers. A Horus energy. Protection. Loyalty. Safety. And trust. These are the messages from our galactics, these Starseed Oracle cards. Straight from them. They are here watching over us, our star brothers and sisters. And trust timing. Trust the timing. We are being told patience, trust, right? Always look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture. Shake it off. Shake it off and let it go. Yes. Hi, beautiful Ashley. Hi, darling. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Some of us are first wave. Some of us are second wave. And some of us are third wave. I think we're on like 6 waves of star seeds on this planet now. Trust the timing. Thank you, universe, for those messages. We definitely needed those messages today. Do you really? Isn't that interesting? The Eye of Horus is protection. Is protection. Our animal for the day. Oh, yeah, of course it is. The dragon. The dragon. Our dragons also protect us. Thank you, Aurora, my beautiful dragon, for protecting me. For watching over me. And for eating anything that comes near me that is not of the light. Yes. Supernatural, you are the ancient wise sage. You can shapeshift at will. Mastery is your destiny. Rise with dignity. I can't believe we got the dragon today. Just the messages coming through today are just what I needed to hear. Exactly what I needed to hear. All right. Now. Very opal colored, pearly. That's awesome. Most likely, Wendy, it is the Omega dragon. Because the Alpha dragon is black. The Omega dragon is white. Either that or it's Saint Gabriel's dragon. How can I surrender even more in this moment? Our soul truth cards. These are new. Well, they're not new. I used to do them, but I stopped doing them. Now I'm going to start doing them again. How can I surrender even more in this moment? The answer is, it is essential to have clear, strong intentions of what we desire, but it's equally important for us to detach from the outcome. It is time to surrender. Let the universe have some breathing room to work. Let go of the wheel and trust so deeply that your trust turns into gratitude for what you cannot see yet, but you know is coming. Know this so deeply that your soul vibrates. You are not alone. Your life has purpose. And the more you surrender, the more God can produce miracles in your life. Today's mantra: I surrender. I accept all that I cannot change. I release the outcome, and I joyfully trust the process. I joyfully trust the process. Yes. Perfect. All right. Our fairy card for the day. Hope. Hope. Hope is always there, even if we can't see it. Optimistic expectations can help change a negative situation into a positive one. Yes. You had a vision of your dad loading your dragon up with souls. I guess orbs of light. I think it was like my ancestors there, my spirit team. Awesome. All right. These are a new one too. And they're called the power of love. These ones are called the power of love. Humility. You have developed the loving awareness that you and everyone else are the same, but on different paths. On different paths. Aw, thank you, Diamond. They're butterflies. Humility. Yes. All right. Our butterfly for the day. Our butterfly for the day. Everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. Gosh, I sure did need to hear that today. I needed to hear all these messages today. And our beautiful ascended master for today is Diana. Who's Diana, guys? Wonder Woman. This is the second time she shows up today. Wonder Woman. Warrior Woman. Diana. Wonder Woman. Pretty cool, huh? Wow. Focused intention. Think about what you desire. Set your sights high. Expect the best possible outcome. Expect the best possible outcome. Diana. Yes. Awesome. So Diana's going to be with us today. I miss all you guys on the weekends, but Sharon, I captured orbs flying around on my security cam. I posted a few seconds of it in Discord. Oh, that's awesome. Ah, that's so cool. Yes, Wonder Woman. We got Wonder Woman twice. We got Warrior Woman right here. And Wonder Woman. Diana. Remember, Wonder Woman's name was Diana. Diana. Yeah. Yes, Wonder Woman. All right, so I'm going to pick one of you to give me a number. So Wendy, give me a number from 2 to 499. I'm going to pick someone every day to do a an American Indian myth or legend. So Wendy, pick a number from 2 to 499, please. 77. Okay. This is going to be something new we're doing. because this book is amazing. This book is called American Indian Myths and Legends. And so the American Indians carry much wisdom. The Hopi prophecies in here, Endgame, it's all in here. So, oh, look! Okay, so the story that I'm going to tell you today, oh, this is a long one, a little bit. Okay. Wendy, you picked the story about the good twin and the evil twin. You picked the good twin and the evil twin. This is how it all began. There was only water. There was no sky. There was no land, only nothingness. Then out of the waters rose a mist, and it became the sky. Still there were no sun, no moon, no stars, just darkness. But deep down in the waters lived Kokomat, the creator. He was bodiless, nameless, breathless, motionless, and he was two beings, twins. Then the waters stirred and rushed and thundered, and out of the spray and foam rose the first twin, the good twin. With closed eyes he cleaved the waves and came to the surface. He stood upon the waters, opened his eyes, and saw. There he named himself Kokomat, All-Father. And from beneath the waters, a second voice called out to Kokomat, "Brother, how did you rise? With eyes open or with eyes closed?" Bakotal was the evil twin, and Kokomat wanted to make it more difficult for him to do harm. So Kokomat lied to him, saying, "I opened my eyes while I was underwater." And the second twin opened his eyes as he rose, and when he reached the surface, he was blind. Kokomat said, "I name you Bakotal, the blind one." This is wild because the blind poet, we just read about this. This is crazy. We just read about this through Airl's story. The Way was written by a blind man. Crazy. Then Kokomat said, "Now I shall make the 4 directions." He pointed with his finger and took 4 steps, walking on the water. Then he stood still for a while and said, "Ho, this is north." Then he went back to his starting place and in the same manner made the west, the south, and the east, always taking 4 steps in each direction and always returning to the center. Now, Kokomat said, "I shall make the earth." Blind Bakatal all answered, "I don't think you have the power to do this." "Certainly I have," said Kokomat. "Let me try to make the earth first," said Bakatal. "Certainly not," said Kokomat. Kokomat stirred the waters into a foaming whirlpool with his hand. They frothed and swelled and bubbled, and when they subsided, there was land, and Kokomat sat down upon it. Bakotal was angry because he would have liked to create the earth, but he said nothing and settled down by Kokomat's side. And the blind evil one said to himself, "I shall make something with a head. With arms and legs, I can make it out of the earth." Bakatal formed something resembling a human being, but it was imperfect. Instead of hands and feet, there were lumps. It had neither fingers nor toes. And Bakatal hid it from Kokomat. Then Kokomat said, "I feel like making something." Out of mud, he shaped a being that was perfect. It had hands and feet, fingers and toes, even fingernails and toenails. And Kokomat waved this being 4 times towards the north and then stood it on its feet. It moved, it walked, it was alive, it was a man. And Kokomot made another being in the same way, and it was alive, and it was a woman. Bakatal went on trying to make humans, piecing together 7 beings out of earth. All were imperfect. What are you making? Kokomot asked. People, answered Bakatal. Here, said Kokomot, feel these people I've made. Yours have no hands or feet. Here, feel mine, feel. Mine have fingers, thumbs to work, to fashion things, to draw bows, to pick fruit. Kokomot examined the beings Bakatal had formed. These are no good, he said, and stamped them to pieces. Bakatal was so enraged that he dove down deep beneath the waters amid rumblings and thunderings. From the depths he sent up the whirlwind, bringer of all evil. Kokomot stepped on the whirlwind and killed it, except for a little whiff that slipped out from under his foot. In it were contained all the sicknesses which plague people to this day. So Kokomot was by himself, except for the 2 beings he had made. These were the Yumas, and in the same way that he had created them, Kokomot now made the Kokopas, and the Diogenes, and the Mojaves. In pairs he created them. Then he rested. 4 tribes he had created. After having rested, he made 4 more tribes, the Apaches, the Maricopas, the Pimas, and the Coahuilas. In all, he made 24 kinds of people. The white people he left for last. The one he had made first, the Yuma man, said to Kokomot, teach us how to live. You must learn how to increase, said Kokomot. In order to teach them, he begat a son. Out of nothing, without help from a woman, he sired him and named him Komash Tomho. He told men and women not to live apart, but to join together and rear children. Still, something was missing. It is too dark, said Kokomot. There should be some light. So he made the moon, the morning star, and all the other stars. Then he said, my work is done. Whatever I have not finished, my son Komash Tamho will finish. Now among the beings Kokomot had made was Hanyi, the frog. She was powerful. Fire could not destroy her. She envied Kokomot, his power, and thought to destroy him. Kokomot knew this because he knew the thoughts of all the beings he had made. But he said to himself, I taught the people how to live. Now I must teach them how to die. For without death there will soon be too many people on the earth. So I will permit Frog to kill me. Hanyi burrowed down underneath the spot where Kokomot was standing and sucked the breath out of his body through a hole in the earth. Then Kokomot sickened and lay down to die. He called all the people to come to him, and all came except the white man, who stayed by himself in the west. The white man was crying because his hair was faded and curly, and his skin pale and washed out. The white man was always pouting and selfish. Whatever he saw, he had to have at once. He had been created childish and greedy. Kamashtam Ho, tired of hearing the white man crying, went over to him and tied 2 sticks together in the form of a cross. Here, stop crying, he said. Here's something for you to ride on. The white man straddled these sticks and turned them into a horse. So the greedy one was satisfied for a while. For the last time now, Kokomot taught the people, learn how to die, he told them, and expired. I have to make what my father could not finish, said Komash Tamho. He spat in his hand, and from his spittle made a disc. He took it and threw it up in the sky toward the east. It began to shine. This is the sun, Komash Tamho told the people. Watch it move. Watch it lighting up the world. Then Komash Tamho prepared to burn the body of his father, but since there was no trees yet, he had no wood. Komash Tamho called out, "Wood, come into being. Wood, come alive. Wood, come here to where I stand." Wood came from everywhere and formed itself into a great funeral pyre. Before he died, Kokomat had told Coyote, "Friend, take my heart, be faithful. Do what I tell you." Coyote misunderstood Kokomat and thought that he was supposed to eat the heart. Komash Tamho knew this because he could see into Coyote's mind. So he told Coyote, "Go get a spark from the sun to light a fire." As soon as Coyote was gone, Komash Tamho took a sharpened stick and twirled it in some soft wood until he sparked a flame. "Look, my people," he said, "this is the way to make fire. Quick now, before Coyote comes back." With these words, he lit the funeral pyre. The people did not lament for Kokomat because they did not yet understand what death was. But before the flames had consumed the body, Coyote returned and leapt up quick as a flash to seize Kokomat's heart. He ran off with it, and though all the other animals and the people too chased after him, he was too fast for them. Komash Tamho called after Coyote, "You have done something bad. You will never amount to anything. You will be a wild man without a house to live in. You will live by stealing, and for your thefts the people will unalive you." After Kokomat's body had been burned, and the people asked Komashamto, "Where will Kokomat come back? When will Kokomat come back?" "He will never come back," he told them. "He is unalived. He let himself be unalived, because if he had gone on living, then all you people would also live forever, and soon there would be no room left on the earth. So from now on, everybody will unalive sometime." Then all the people began to lament. They wept for Kokomat and for themselves. They did not want to believe that he would never come back. As they sat grieving, they saw a little whirlwind like a dust devil rising from the spot where Kokomat had been burned. "What is it? What can it be?" they cried. Komash Tamho told them, "It is the spirit of Kokomat. His body died, but his soul is alive. He will go someplace, north or south, east or west. Somewhere his spirit will dwell. He will never tire. He will never be hungry or thirsty. And though we weep because he has died, Kokomat's spirit will be happy always." And Komash Tamho instructed the people in the nature of death. "When you die, you will be again with those you love who have gone before you. Again, you will be young and strong, though you might have been old and feeble on the day you died. In the spirit land, the corn will grow and all will be happy, whether they were good or bad when they were alive. So death is not something to be afraid of." And when they heard this, the people stopped weeping and smiled again. Then Komash Tamho chose one man, Marho Kuvek, to help him put the world in order. The first thing that Marho Kuvek did was to say, "Ho, you people, as a sign that you mourn the death of your father Kokomat, you should cut your hair short." Then all the people, animals, and birds did as they had been told. The animals at this time were people also. They looked like humans. But when he saw them, Komash Tamho said, "These animals and birds don't look well with their haircut," and changed them into coyotes and deer, into wild turkeys and roadrunners, into the animals and birds we have now. After some time, Komash Tamho let fall a great rain, the kind that never stops. There was a flood in which many of the animals were drowned, and Marho Kuvek was alarmed. "Komash Tamho, what are you doing?" he cried. Some of these animals are too wild. Some have big teeth and claws and are dangerous. Also, there are simply too many of them, so I am killing them off with this flood." "No, Kamashtamho, stop the flood," pleaded Marhov Kubek. "The people need many of these animals for food. They like to hear the songs of the birds. Rain and flood make the world too cold, and the people can't stand it." So Kamashtamho made a big fire to cause the waters to evaporate. The fire was so hot and fierce that even Kamashtamho himself was slightly burned. Ever since that time, the deserts around here have been hot, and the people are used to the warmth. After that, he called the people together and told them, "Over here is your father, Kokomat's house. We must pull it down because when a man dies, the spirits of his house and all of his belongings follow him to the spirit land. So people must destroy all the things he owned in this life so that their spirits can serve him in the other world. Also, after a man has died, it is not good to look upon the things that he used to own. One sees his house, but he who dwelt in it is gone. One sees his water, Allah, but he who owned it is no longer here to lift it to his lips. It makes people sad, and they sicken with grief and longing. Therefore, you Yuma people must always burn the house and possessions of those who die, and you must move to another dwelling where nothing reminds you of the dead. Also, never again mention the name of him who is gone. He belongs to another life, while you must start on a new one." And from that time on, the Yuma have followed these rules. Kamashtamho took a huge pole, smashed the house of Kokomat, and rooted up the ground on which it had stood. Water welling up from the rut made by the pole became the Colorado River, and in it swam the beings that Bakatal, the blind evil one, had formed, the creatures without hands or feet, toes or fingers. These were the fish and other wild animals. Now, Cock, the crow, was a good planter and reaper. He brought corn and all kinds of useful seeds from the four corners of the world. He flew south to the great water, stopping 4 times on the way and crying, "Cock, cock." Each time he did this, a big mountain arose. After the overflow of the river, which Kamashtamho had made, Crow brought many seeds from the south for the people to plant. The tribes had been scattered all over the world, but Kamashtamho kept the Yuma near him because they were the special people he loved. "Listen closely," he said to them. "I cannot stay with you forever. I am now only 1, but soon I will become 4. My name will no longer be Kamashtamho. I will turn myself into 4 eagles. The black eagle of the west, the brown eagle of the south, the white eagle of the east, and the 4th eagle, whose name is unseen because no man has ever caught a glimpse of him." When Kamashtamho had turned himself into the 4 eagles, he dwelt no longer among the Yuma in the shape of man. He kept watch over them, however, and in their dreams he gave them power from Kokomat. Thus, Kokomat advises the people through Kamashtamho and tells them while they sleep, "Think about me. Think of what I taught you. Sick people especially should follow my teachings. Now Bakatal, the evil blind one, is under the earth and does bad things. Usually he lies down there quietly, but sometimes he turns over. Then there is a great noise of thunder. The earth trembles and splits open, and mountainsides crack, while flames and smoke shoot out of their summits. Then the people are afraid and say, 'The blind evil one is stirring down below.' Everything that is good comes from Kokomat, and everything evil comes from Bakatal. This is the tale, how it was, and how it is, and how it will be." Wow. The ending of that was very powerful. The whole thing was powerful, but the end was like, wow. That was written before 1909, guys. That story. What do you guys think of it? The good twin and the evil twin. Yuma. I'm glad. Yeah, it was pretty intense story, Wendy, you picked there. I have a feeling that the eagles, the 4 eagles, mean something to you. The 4 eagles. Yeah, reincarnation, right. Cain and Abel. Yeah, the twins, Cain and Abel. Yep. Each animal in it has underlying meaning. Yes. Resonates with you too, Ashley? Good, good. Well, Spirit told me that I get to pick one person a day to pick a story for us. So thank you, Wendy, for that. You know, that goes along, Christina, that goes along with what we've been dreaming about lately. At least I have. I've been dreaming about a cataclysm that might happen. But I somehow feel like we can change it. They will fly in the wings of eagles. Yes. Yep. That's why I said the ending of that was very significant to me, because I've actually seen that in dreams. But the funny thing is, in my dream, I was just watching it, but I wasn't afraid. I wasn't afraid for anyone. It was like relief more than fear. Right? Jacob and Esau were twins. Cain and Abel weren't twins. Yeah, Cain and Abel weren't twins. We must purge for the sake of the universe. Yeah. Yeah, I feel that, Christina. I feel that. All right, it's 9:51. It's not about us. It's keeping the ebb and flow of the unseen. Right. Right. Oh, and wouldn't you know what Airl's talking about? 593 BCE, the Genesis story. You cannot make this shit up. Oh, my goodness. So we have a time for a little bit from Airl. Hello, Yaya. Hello, darling. Yes, Esau. Esau, yep. So Airl is the extraterrestrial who was at Area 51, and we've been getting messages. You know, she's been telling us lots of wisdom about our past and stuff. Yeah, one lied to gain. Oh, okay. All right. The Genesis story written by the Jewish people describe angels or sons of God mating with women of earth who bore them children. These were probably renegades from the old empire. They may also have been space pirates or merchants from a system outside the galaxy who came to steal mineral resources or smuggle drugs. The domain has observed that there are many visitors to Earth from neighboring planets and galaxies, but they rarely stop and live here. What kind of beings would live on a prison planet if they were not forced to do so? The same book also reports the story of a human named Ezekiel. I was in a live yesterday with Joshua and John. No, is it John? Yeah, John Connor. And there was a man in there, a new light worker, and he was talking about the wheel of Ezekiel being in front of the sun. And the wheel of Ezekiel is actually The New Jerusalem. The New Jerusalem. So it's interesting that Airl talks about this. Airl talks about this. The same book also reports the story of a human named Ezekiel who witnessed a spacecraft or aircraft landing near Chabar River in Chaldea. And his description of the craft uses very archaic language, technically, but is nevertheless quite an accurate description of an old empire saucer or scout craft. It is similar to the sighting of Vimanas by the people in the foothills of the Himalayas. Vimanas is UFOs, another name for UFO. Oh, you were in that live, Christy? Oh, yeah, John Connor showed us some crazy stuff. There's another planet up there near the moon. There's another planet. He showed us through a mirror. You couldn't see it unless you looked through a mirror. Or actually through a telescope. Their Genesis story also mentions that Yahweh designed biological bodies to live for 120 years on Earth. Biological bodies on most Sun-type 12 Class 7 planets are usually engineered to last for an average of about 150 years. Human bodies on Earth last only about 1/2 as long. We suspect this is because the prison administrators have altered the biological material of human bodies on Earth to unalive more frequently so that the Isbis who inhabit them will recycle through the amnesia mechanism more frequently. And it should be noted that much of the Old Testament was written during the captivity of the Jews who were enslaved in Babylon, which was very heavily controlled by priests of the Old Empire. And the book introduces a false sense of time and a false concept of the origin of the creation. Isn't it funny we're talking about this? Because this is what our story was about from the American Indian book also. Wendy's story today. Wow. Says the serpent is the symbol of the old empire. It appears in the beginning of their creation story, or as the Greeks say, Genesis, and causes the spiritual destruction of the first human beings, who are metaphorically represented by Adam and Eve. So this just came in. Bakato from that story was a reptilian. And yeah, that's why he was sent underground. Because they did live underground for a long time. Wow. Okay. The Old Testament, clearly influenced by the Old Empire forces, gives a detailed description of the Isbis being introduced into biological bodies on Earth. This book also describes many of the Old Empire brainwashing activities, including the installation of false memories, lies, superstitions, commands to forget, and all manner of tricks and traps designed to keep Isbis on Earth. And most importantly, it destroys the awareness that humans are immortal spiritual beings. Yes, Christine. Absolutely. All right. So that was Errol's message today, but I got more. Okay. This is something that I came across yesterday that I was told to share with you also. No, I didn't see it, Wendy. I need to go look. We are eternal. Yes. Okay. So I found this yesterday and I want to share it with y'all. What we call the future, which is now at the quantum level. The deception created by the Draconians, the illusion of time. Everything was tied into the illusion of time. It is the ultimate control instilled at the highest level. It's designed to control your every freedom, regulated by the seconds of the clock, by the minutes and hours, by the traffic lights, stop signs, and the layout of the cities. A repetitive design everywhere, meant to keep your creative freedoms confined to their systems. The world without power lines, telephone poles, replaced by free wireless energy by Nikola Tesla. Spaceships and spaceports, obsolete medical practices, replaced by violet ray healing technology, designed by Nikola. Intergalactic travel amongst the stars to infinite possibilities through our Stargate portals and wormhole SSP technologies. Suppressed replicator technology. Even to create at a grand scale all exists. Technology that can tag who used adrenochrome directly versus people poisoned by adrenochrome was used by the U.S. military. Reality is not what you thought it was. The Matrix was a documentary. Ding, ding, ding. They have the technology to figure out who used the stuff and who was poisoned by it. Yeah. Oh, flower power. This is something that came to me from Spirit. I don't know. I got it off of. It was something that just I was told I had to share with you. Nikola Tesla, yes. Nikola Tesla was a galactic, guys. He was a walk-in. He was. Oh, Russ was definitely a walk-in. Hello, Trina. Hi, beautiful angel. Yeah. He was, so was oh, he's on a butterfly. Gianni. So was Gianni. Yep. He did look like one. He sure did. Depleted uranium from USMC. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hello, Ted. Hi, darling. Oh, yeah. So was my mom. So was my mom. You think once a human being reaches a certain point of enlightenment, they can drop into matter at any point in time and leave and come back? Well, maybe as a bird or tree, whatever they want. He was from Venus. Yes. Hello, Nature Station. Hello, darling. Babylon was a huge part of it. Yes. Yes, you see. You absolutely do see. Hi, Anna. Hi, beautiful. But we're always reminded that they don't go anywhere. They don't go anywhere. They don't go anywhere. Oh, shoot. I did have an energy update from the Galactic Council, though, too. Let's see. The Palladian, Syrian, Arcturian Council of Light. Let me go ahead and get this real quick. We are here now. We love you. We are you from your future to assist you on your path. Beloved one, as you are on your path of awakening, we are inviting you to begin to differentiate between the dream of illusion, lower dimension, and being awake in the higher dimensions. As you are beginning to wake up, you will have both types of experiences. Illusion experiences. You feel agitation, irritation, anger, sadness, depression, annoyance, and the need to criticize. Your feeling state depends on outer circumstances. You also feel physical symptoms of sickness and aging. Higher dimensional experiences. You feel peace, joy, love, harmony, happiness, bliss, and abundance for no reason. Your feeling comes from within and from God's source. You feel healthy, vibrant, and are aging slower. These are the two different experiences. The illusion experience is not real, even though it feels very real. Oh, God, I needed to hear this so bad today. Thank you, universe. The higher dimensional experience is the only true reality. It is the reality of God's source. As you are becoming more and more aware of the difference of the two experiences, you can begin to choose more consciously which one you wish to step in further. When you are experiencing clearly an illusion reality, begin to calm your thoughts and emotions by breathing slowly and deeply. Then make your intent for peace clear. First in your mind by calling for the hired beings of light. It can be any of the ascended masters, the angels, any of us, or the Holy Spirit, the voice for God. Perhaps you feel comfortable to make your intent for peace clear out loud. It is important to give it a few moments for the vibrational frequencies to shift. First, you will notice a feeling of peace entering your being. Then you will notice a shift in your reality. And so you will shift your reality one experience at a time. We are with you every step of the way. You are loved beyond measure. We are with you always. We love you. We are you. Namaste. That was the Palladian, Syrian, Arcturian Council of Light. And they sent us the song, My Universe. My Universe. Okay. Awesome. Awesome messages. Thank you. All right. We have 5 more minutes till snaps. And, yep, we have 5 more minutes till snaps. Have a beautiful day, Sunset Child. Have a beautiful day. Hello, Barbara. Hello, darling. We are going to do snaps, and then the second half of the class is going to be eye-opening, to say the least. But it is what it is. Universe and I. Oh, Jesus. Wow. We got 3 more minutes till snaps. Why can I not see any of your... Did it again. I don't know why it does that. What's always in a state of panic? Who's in a state of panic? If you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much space. I like that. I'm excited for snaps too. It's 10:09 here in Florida. Wow, Wendy. Yeah. When I had my thing in 2016 where I went through Kundalini and everything, they put me on something for the week that I was there. I felt like a zombie that whole week. And they gave me a prescription for more, and I never got the prescription because I was like, I'm not doing that. I refuse to take it. But I was in there for 72-hour hold, and then I was in there for a little longer. There was like a week. Yeah, let's do it. Snap, snap, snap. Here we go. All right, there's our butterfly. All y'all are on here. If you're not, let me know and I'll get you on here. Everyone lends your energy to the creation of the new earth, and also our past loved ones always with us. This is our room. Miss Forest Fairy did this for us. All the energies in our room. This is Flo did this for us. Stephanie did this for us. And this is a reminder that we're always protected, always watched over. There's the rainbow butterflies. That's who we are. And divine love is working through us here and now to create our new earth. So we have created end suffering, make love the new foundation. We have created a haven for children to be children and a new education system. We have created 3D detox centers for healing and guidance. We have created peace, love, joy, happiness, and safety. We've created no pollution and no poison. We've created completely open pineal glands for all. We have created a world without violence. And here's a big old lucky hug for everyone in here creating. We have created everyone connected back with Earth, Spirit, Energy, and Source. We have created free energy, free water, clean water. We have created abundance and prosperity to do what we desire. We have created reverse manipulated energy grids, no HARP, no CERN, and a healthy Mother Earth. We have created higher oxygen levels and shelter for everyone, and perfect health for everyone. No more taxes and cleanup of our soil. Better care for our elderly, our animals, our children, and our vets. We started this on 9/8/22, over 2 years ago. We continue every day here in the Butterfly Sanctuary at 10:11 a.m. EST. This is our healing chain, and all these people have asked us to connect our energy with theirs so that they can heal themselves. So however you do that, with light language, with Reiki, with crystal healing, I'm going to call in Archangel Raphael and have him connect his energy with all these people. And we are going to send them love, light, and healing energy now. Okay, thank you. And we're getting the song about the children's coming up. The song for the children. Rescue. Rescue. Yeah, of course. Sherry? Is that how you spell her name? Shrriee? SHRR. Okay. SHRRIE. All right, she's on there, darling. Sending so much love and healing energy to your mama out there. Okay. All right. Like I said, this might get me in trouble, but it is what it is. This is from Hatan. I believe that's the consciousness in Trump at this time. Hatan. Spacegate, the veil removed is what we are talking about. You're going to hear names. You're going to hear other things. I looked up into some of this other stuff that we talked about. The last time we, Thursday's class, because we didn't have class Friday. Yeah, I found out that our government is actually responsible for unaliving someone that wanted to tell us more than one person that wanted to tell us about the our galactic family. Yeah. Chloe and Tony? Sure. Let me just write it down. C-H-O-O-E and then Tony. Okay. You have a video you put together for this song? That's awesome. You have court tomorrow? It will make you cry. Aw, I want to cry. All right, so let's see what he has to say. Hatan. What Hatan has to say. Recording 1, Hatan. Saturday, August 19th, 1989. 7:30 a.m., year 3, day 003. Hatan present. Let us continue, please. I trust you are ready for a marathon of writing. Your family is here to visit during this special time, so I urge that you attend meals, at least with them. I'm sorry that I must keep you away from the festivities, but I feel these things must be made public in timely fashion. I also concern for your public visibility. There are hundreds and hundreds of very powerful people who do not want this information made public, At any rate, let us continue. Okay. World powers informed. After the Roswell, New Mexico recoveries, your President Truman kept the Allies, as well as the Soviet Union, at present in 1989. You and Russia are the closest of allies. Another facade to confuse the masses of people. We see that now. The United States and Russia are allies. Yes. Yep. Exactly, Mark. Yep. Okay. Informed about the developing alien problem. This was done in the event the aliens turned out to be a threat to the human race. Plans of elaborate nature were formulated to defend the Earth in case of invasion. What do you dear ones think that the Star Wars project is all about? Do you really think you need cosmic weapons to defend yourselves from Russia? How many of you heard your President Reagan on television network suggest a cooperative pact with Russia to defend Earth from aliens? Do any of you pay attention? Or is it that you are simply upset when news interferes with your soap operas or sports events? So be it. Well, Mr. Truman and top military and governmental personages began to formulate elaborate plans to defend the Earth in case of an invasion. It was very difficult to maintain international secrecy with such a widespread effort afoot, so it was decided that an outside group was necessary to coordinate and control international efforts in order to hide the secret, especially from other governments and the worst foe of all, the press and other media. The Bilderbergers. Have any of you guys heard about the Bilderbergers? The results of this problem was in the formation of another secret society which became known as the Bilderbergers. I mentioned this before and will again. The Bilderberger Group headquarters in Geneva, Switzerland. The Bilderbergers evolved into a secret world government and that now control everything. And brothers, I do mean everything. There is also a very good reason it's settled in Switzerland, other than neutral banking systems. That is the very place the Space Command, my Space Command, was making public contact and bringing forth qualified and documented information. And this through one Billy Edward Meyer. I looked up this guy. He's real. He is real. Yes, the Vril Society. Absolutely. The Bilderbergers. Yes. Yes, hippie, the Black Eye Club. Yep. So this guy, Billy Edward Meyer, was placed there to receive the data from our star people in personal contact. I will be speaking at great length about Billy Meyer. But I want to finish setting the stage and list of characters precedently. Yes, the Reds. Yep, exactly. The Red Shoe Club. By 1953, at least 10 additional crashed discs were recovered, along with some 25 to 30 dead aliens and 4 live ones. Keep in mind, these are government statistics and are false, but it absolves me of argument to use your own. Also, most of the crashes were shoot downs. Our craft are very vulnerable to interference of energy fields, and when manifested in visible format, are vulnerable. Further, most surviving aliens do not survive very long in your hands. Most are slain outright, if deviant from your little gray allies. Yeah. Well, the found stats read like one in South Africa, which caused the flap with Mr. Kissinger, one in Louisiana, also an FBI flap, 2 in Texas, and 4 in Arizona. There was an additional one in Montana. Again, we are basically speaking of the United States because you were the only ones actively shooting down the aliens. Exactly. The United States were the only ones actively shooting down the aliens. At this time, 1953, you got a new president by the label of General Dwight D. Eisenhower of your army and Supreme Allied Commander during your World War II. Now, this man was structured to function by staff committee. He made major decisions, but only when his advisors were unable to come to a consensus of opinion. He would study several alternative approaches to any matter and choose one. His favorite comment, which he utilized constantly to his staff, just do whatever it takes. He was an avid golfer and spent a lot of time on the golf course, as his staff was accustomed to the decision-making and information gathering. Nelson Rockefeller's role. Mr. Eisenhower found out early on that he could not handle the alien problem in this customary manner, for it had to be kept a secret even from Congress. Now, lucky for Mr. Eisenhower that he had a very close, influential, and wealthy personal friend, Mr. Nelson Rockefeller, who was also a fellow member of the Council on Foreign Relations and requested help with the alien problem. Immediately, these two began formulating the secret structure of alien task supervision, which was to become a reality within about a year from onset. Thus, MJ-12 was birthed. I put a document in the Discord from MJ-12. So, and it was quite interesting. It talks about exactly what's going on now and everything. This affiliation was destined to be the biggest mistake Eisenhower made for the future of the United States, and most probably for all humanity. It was most logical, however, for it was in fact Nelson Rockefeller's uncle, Winthrop Aldrich, who had convinced Eisenhower to run for the presidency. The entire of the Rockefeller family, and with them the Rockefeller Empire, had solidly backed Eisenhower. Really, Wendy? Then those are people talking about those are reptilians. Has to be, because my chi is not real. Yep. Within 1 week of Eisenhower's election, he had appointed Nelson Rockefeller to chairmanship of a presidential advisory committee on government organization. And Rockefeller was responsible for planning the reorganization of the government. President Roosevelt's New Deal programs went into one single cabinet position called the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare. When the Congress approved the new cabinet position called the Secretary of Health, Education, and Welfare, Ovida Culp Hobby was appointed. Nelson was named to the post of Undersecretary. How handy. Exactly, Mark. Exactly. In 1953, coincidentally, astronomers discovered large objects in space, which were moving toward the Earth. It was first believed that they were asteroids. Later evidence proved that the objects could only be spaceships. Project Sigma intercepted alien radio communications. Now, why do you suppose no one can find any radio signals on your big honkers set up for that purpose? We send signals constantly, and we don't even need the setup. We cut in on communications lines to all your military and government frequencies as well. But you are told there is just nobody out there. Right? So when these objects reached Earth's atmosphere, they took up a very high orbit around the equator. There were several huge ships, and their actual intent was unknown. I hereby make it known it was to keep you sweethearts from tilting your planet some 13 degrees off orbit. Also, ships were placed at your north and south poles because your planet had already begun its shifting. A cross belting of energy support and stabilizing beams were set up, and the ships from the midsection were not removed until 1988, when the Intergalactic Council demanded that the sport be removed. Wow. Project Sigma, and then a new project named Plato, then began to interact with alien radio communication. Project Plato was tasked with establishing diplomatic relations with this race of space aliens. It was in this period of time that we of the Galactic Fleet contacted the U.S. government and offered assistance. We informed them that nuclear ordnance must be banned, etc. Well, nuclear disarmament was not considered to be within the best interest of the United States. Of course not. How else can you blow up an entire planet? At any rate, our overtures were rejected. Yep. Eisenhower's meeting. If you guys didn't know this stuff, I knew all this stuff. Even though I haven't read this before, I found out from other things. Eisenhower's meeting. Now the pattern fits with what I gave you on Wednesday. President Eisenhower in 1954. Think about when we all were born, guys. First wave. Right after the bomb. Right after Hiroshima. Because why? Because the idiots on the planet were going to blow it up. That's why. That's why we're here. They were going to blow up the damn planet. And we had to come in as the light. We are light pillars. What do pillars do, guys? What do pillars do? Oh, goodness, yes. Pillars hold up things. Anchor. What do you think we're anchoring, guys? What do you think all the star seeds and light workers and light warriors on this planet are doing? We are literally keeping this planet from pole shifting. Oh my goodness. Okay. So now the pattern fits with what I gave you on Wednesday. President Eisenhower in 1954 set a meeting at Holloman Air Force Base with a race of extraterrestrials described as large-nosed gray aliens. So this idiot that was a president met with the Greys. And what did they do? These aliens had been orbiting the Earth for some time, it seems. In your disdain for lofty titles, as in case with His Omnipotent Highness Krill, you dubbed him, original hostage Krill, here enters the first alien insignia, which was taken as a basis for naming your Trilateral Commission. That insignia is displayed on craft and worn on uniforms. Almost all space commands display some variation of that basic triangle pyramid. 2 encounters were arranged with your president. The first meeting, as before stated, was at Holloman Air Force Base. In this meeting, a basic agreement was reached. The aliens identified themselves as originated from a planet around a red star in the constellation of Orion, which you label Betelgeuse. Betelgeuse, Betelgeuse, Betelgeuse. Anybody? Wow. They stated that their planet was dying and that at some unknown future time, they would no longer be able to survive there. Well, what can you expect from strange aliens? Again, with all the millions of inhabited planets, why would His Omnipotent Highness Krill choose one working diligently to blow itself away? Could it be your old ancient prophecies were beginning to take final formation? U.S. Alien Treaty. Next, there was a follow-up meetings to sign treaties between the alien nation and the United States. And this was consummated at a meeting planned for Edwards Air Force Base. My dad was stationed at Edwards Air Force Base in California. That's where he was stationed when I was 13 or 14 years old. Two other extremely well-known personages attended also. One was Bernard Baruch and the highly esteemed religious leader who has been named. I choose to not do so here at this time. Who do you think that highly esteemed religious leader was? You don't have, you guys know. Think of Italy. Ding, ding, ding. Edwards was a front cover. Edwards was a front cover. I shall neither divulge the actual meeting location. There are also friends, commitments, which I have personally made to your leaders, and I shall honor them. Both of these landings were documented, and films were taken of both the aliens and the alien craft. The treaty was signed. Now I shall tell you what has been brought forth. As it was stated, only fudged on in 7 or 8 places, and I mean in the writing of demands. All the actions have been falsified. Here's what the government wants you to believe now that MJ-12 and secret documents have been forced to public eyes through your Right to Information Act. The cover-up continues, but here is what is touted about your place. The aliens would not interfere in your affairs. This is not allowed by Intergalactic Council and Hierarchy Council of the Cosmic Council. Had nothing to do with you. And you would not interfere in the aliens. They would furnish you with advanced technology and would help you in your technological development. They would not make any treaty with any other Earth nation. But you can't trust all the strange aliens who drop in on you. You could just be picking up a bunch of Satan's omnipotent angels. They could abduct humans on a limited and periodic basis for the purpose of medical examination and monitoring of your development, with the stipulation that the humans would not be harmed, would be returned to their point of abduction, that the humans would have no memory of the event, and that the alien nation would furnish MJ-12 with a list of all human contacts and abductees on a regular scheduled basis. It was agreed that each nation would receive the ambassador of the other for as long as the treaty remained in force, which of course was for as long as the aliens desired it, since you couldn't do anything about it anyway. Remember, we offered to assist you. We could have kept them in the high special heavens if you had only listened. But then you would have postponed the prophecy's Armageddon and spoiled the play. Did you hear what he just said? But then you would have postponed the prophesied Armageddon and spoiled the play. Human has free will choice, and yet the Brotherhood of the Universe knows exactly what you will do every time. You will always choose the devil in the sheep's clothes. Greed and power always prevail in a human environment, and they rule by total fear the masses. Of course they did. Of course they did. They lied. Alien bases in the United States. It was further agreed that the alien nation and the United States would exchange 16 personnel each to the other, with the purpose of cross-learning each from the other. Yours would go to Orion, etc., and theirs would come to Earth. And this exchange would occur with change of personnel on a regular scheduled basis. It was also agreed that bases would be constructed underground for the use of the alien nation, and that 2 bases would be constructed for the joint use of the alien nation and the United States. And these alien bases would be constructed under Indian reservations. Forget about asking your Redmond brothers. In the 4 corners. Wow, we just read about the 4. Remember the 4 in the story? Holy cow. In the 4 corners of Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona, or thereabouts for starters, one would be constructed in Nevada, in the area known as S4, located 7 miles south of the western border of Area 51. You look them up. And this one would be known as Dreamland. How sweet. There is also a huge installation in New Mexico. We are talking big installations all underground. Now enters an interesting situation. All alien areas are under complete control of the Department of the Navy. Under complete control of the Department of the Navy. All personnel who work in these complexes receive their paychecks from the Navy. How quaint, don't you think? Well, construction was slow in the beginning because how can a government funnel that much money aside in total secrecy until large amounts of money were made available in 1957 by some secret mode of funding, which I will tell you about in a minute. Holy cow. Well, in keeping with the tradition, Project Red Light was formed, and experimentation in test flying of alien craft was begun in real earnest. You were again hoodwinked, for the technology given you was primitive for space flight. At any rate, this birthed the Delta program, Flying Wing, and Snowbird. Exactly, follow the money. Funny thing here at Dreamland, all personnel need above top security clearance. Q rating. Ding, ding, ding. Q rating, as well as executive president approval. Even more irony pops forth. The president does not have sufficient clearance to visit the site. Now, the alien base and exchange of technology actually took place in the area known as S4. And this area was codenamed the Dark Side of the Moon. Holy shizbombs. Holy shizbombs! The area was codenamed the Dark Side of the Moon? The Dark Side of the Moon? I can't. How many of us have known about the Dark Side of the Moon? How many? I know I have. Pink Floyd, exactly. Holy cow. Oh, wow. I can't even. This is just driving me nuts. All right. So, that was the code name. Pretty apropos as things turn out with later activities found already well established by the time you thought you got to the moon, friends. Hiding the money. Along with all the other cute projects and secret commissions, a multi-million-dollar secret fund was organized and kept by the military office of the White House. This fund was used to build over 75 deep underground facilities. Some of these plans I will describe in detail later, such as Doomsday Cog. Continuity of government at Doomsday, Armageddon, etc. We'll stick to alien intrigue at this paragraph. This is the underground facilities, the underground things that they have been clearing out. The White Hats have been clearing them out. Now, if a president asked what the funds were for, he was told they were for building a deep underground shelter for the president, etc., in case of war. And only a few were actually built for the president. And yet the bookwork shows bunches. Actually, the same one was presented to each new president. Guys, make sure you're writing down your questions for TikTok today, because wow. Millions of dollars were funneled through this office to MJ-12 and then out to the contractors and was used to build top secret alien bases as well as top secret DUMBs. Good one, deep underground military bases. And the facilities promulgated by Alternative 2 throughout the nation. But I have neglected to tell you about the alternatives. Well, Dharma can only handle one subject at a time. Mr. Johnson really liked this fund. He thought it was for the president and security, etc. So he built some roads, a movie theater, and other improvements and comforts around his ranch in Texas. He was never told of its true purpose, and thus was allowed to use the funds without question to keep him from asking. The secret White House Underground Construction Fund was set up in 1957 by President Eisenhower, and the funding was obtained by Congress under the guise of construction and maintenance of the secret sites where the president could be taken in case of military attack. Presidential emergency sites. The sites are literally holes in the ground deep enough to withstand a nuclear blast and are outfitted with state-of-the-art communications equipment. And currently there are more than 75, probably over 100 of these sites scattered all around your country. And these were built using this fund money. And your Atomic Energy Commission has built at least an additional 24 sites. The locations and everything to do with these sites remain as top secret. The money was and is in control of the military office of the White House, and was and is laundered through a circuitous web that even the most knowledgeable spy or accountant cannot follow. But I can. Also interesting, as of current times, only a few at the start and end of this web know what the money is for. First on board was Representative George Mahon of Texas, the chairman of the House Appropriatus Committee and of its Defense Subcommittee, and Representative Robert Sykes of Florida, chairman of the House Appropriations Military Construction Subcommittee. More currently, I got to find out where Robert Sykes is from. What part of Florida he's from. I'm betting it's, I can't even think right now. My mind is going a million miles an hour right now. More currently, like up to a very few of your months ago, your House Speaker, Jim Wright, controlled the money in Congress. A tremendous power struggle came about. Yet to be replaced, in fact, at the other end, are the president, who is just now included in the loop, MJ-12, and of course the director of the military office, and a commander at the Washington Navy Yard. The money was authorized by the Appropriation Committee, who in turn allocated it to the Department of Defense as a top secret item in the Army construction program. The Army, however, cannot spend it, and in fact did not even know what it was for. Do you really wonder how Iran-gate, Watergate, and other cover-ups can be kept secret? It is the marvel that anyone ever finds out, including the ones involved. Here's a better one. The money was then channeled to the Chesapeake Division of the Navy engineers, who had no idea what the money was for either. However, authorization to spend the money was in reality given to the Navy. Somebody arbitrarily decided, probably Oliver North. Oliver North, guys. Think about that. Don't quote Hatan on that one. It is a humorless joke. Humorless joke. Not even the commanding officer, who was an admiral, knew what the fund was for. Only one man, a Navy commander assigned to the Chesapeake Division, but in reality was responsible only to the military office of the White House, knew of the actual purpose, amount, and ultimate destination of the funds. Almost every trace of the funding could be made to vanish by the very few people who controlled it. How could there ever be an audit of such a fund? Nobody would ever be able to find it. So be it. Let us have a respite, Dharma. Salut. Hatan to stand by. Oh, my. What a tangled spider web. Right? Yes, that one, Mark. That one. Wow. All right. You can't, I can't even, I'm like flabbergasted with this information. I mean, I didn't really know names, but I knew the gist of that. Yep. Yes, CC is 33 in numerology. Yeah, is there anyone in here that was like, wow, I just didn't know any of that? It does go deep, and I'm gonna go down it. I don't care. We're gonna go down it through the Phoenix journals. Why? Because Spirit wants us to. That's why. The Phoenix Project. Rising in consciousness. We can't rise in consciousness if we're in the dark. Can we? Can we? Can we? Nope. My address right now has 33 in it. It sounds very familiar, but you've never heard it. Yeah. You're aware of it all. Yep, me too, Ted. Me too. You heard most of that? Wow. Mine's 1433. Yours has a 33 in it too? That's right, I knew that. Yep. Russ just played all the songs. He's with us always. He's always with us, Christine. Russ is always with us. And Gianni too. All right, shall we go over to shall we go over to TikTok? The Illuminati, they have credit cards that never register. That's why they can get whatever they want. The money never runs out. You know what I heard, Victoria? They're all broke. They're really all broke. They have it on paper and they get their big houses and all this stuff, but they really have no money. They get paid very minimal for their music, for their movies. Yep. All right, hippie. Love you. Love you. Love you. Yep. They asked you to deposit money when they approached you 3.5 years ago. Oh. Ah. You said no. Good for you. Good for you. Hey, Robin. Yes, have a beautiful day, Ashley. Right, Christine? Yep. Good for you. Good for you. Yeah, I've had them in my trying to get me to do things too. For money. Always for money. And I'm just like, I don't care about money. Take your money and shove it. Yep. Don't stop believing. Don't stop believing. Yep. Yep. True light warriors cannot be bought. True light warriors cannot be bought. Yep. 8 billion people in the world, but not all of them are awoken to their divinity. Yep. Yep. Yes. God provides everything, and we are manifestors. I will manifest whatever I need in this world. Yep. If I had an excess, I'd use it to save children. That's what I'd use it for. Yep. Yep. Well, you guys want to go over to TikTok or you want to call it a day? It's up to you. If there's someone that wants to come up and speak on TikTok, we'll go over there. All right. All right. We'll go over to TikTok. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Off to TikTok.